how the wealthy really think about money and why you're doing it wrong. Did you know that nearly all self-made millionaires and billionaires share a small set of financial habits that anyone can learn? It's no coincidence. They follow patterns that have stood the test of time. You see, one of the richest men in modern history, Andrew Carnegie, once said, "You, the man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind, may take possession of anything else to which he is justly entitled." That includes wealth. Now, imagine being able to build a fortune not from a wild invention or lucky break, but from sharpened money skills anyone can develop. Sounds unreal? Stick around, because today we're going to bust that myth wide open. We'll dive into how Carnegie and others like him use timeless money strategies to grow unimaginable wealth. And I'll break it all down in a way that applies to you. Welcome to the channel that teaches real financial freedom. If that's your goal, hit that subscribe button right now. Part 1. Carnegie's Simple Start. Andrew Carnegie didn't grow up rich. In fact, he was born in a tiny one-room cottage in Scotland and immigrated to the US with nothing but dreams and determination. At 13, he worked 12-hour shifts in a cotton mill for $1.2 a week. So, how did a factory boy become one of the richest men to ever live? It began with one core principle: master your income no matter how small. Carnegie kept track of every dollar he earned. He once said that learning to save and budget gave him a sense of power over his future. While other kids his age spent money as fast as they got it, Carnegie developed what we call today a money mindset, seeing every dollar not just as cash, but as seed capital for something greater. So if you think you're too broke to begin, think again. Part 2. The power of intentional learning. Before Carnegie built railroads and steel empires, he educated himself intentionally. He borrowed books from a local library owned by a kind businessman. Carnegie read about business, history, economics, anything that could sharpen his thinking. He wasn't trying to win trivia night. He was strategically learning to build wealth. And you can do the same today. With thousands of free resources online, there's no excuse not to understand how compound interest works, what assets versus liabilities are, how taxes can either grow or eat your wealth. The truth is, financial education isn't optional anymore. It's your shield and your sword in today's economy. Part 3. Borrowing isn't always bad. Let's talk about something controversial. Debt. You've probably heard never borrow money, avoid loans like the plague. But here's the truth. Wealthy people borrow differently. When Carnegie began investing in railroads, he didn't use just his savings. He took calculated risks with borrowed capital because he knew the returns were worth it. That's called leveraged investing. The difference? Broke people borrow to consume. Wealthy people borrow to multiply. Borrowing to buy a car you can't afford? Bad. Borrowing to start a business with predictable returns? Potentially brilliant. Debt isn't the enemy. Ignorance about how debt works is. Part 4. Ownership over employment. Most people are taught to seek job security, but Carnegie focused on ownership security. He quickly realized that being the best employee wouldn't make him wealthy. Owning the systems, the factories, the rails, the process is where the real money came from. So here's the takeaway. Even if you have a job, invest in things that work for you. That might be stocks, rental properties, a small business, royalties from content or intellectual property. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow, but start shifting your mindset from employee to owner. Even if your empire begins with a $10 investment. Part 5. Long-term thinking is a superpower. Carnegie didn't chase fast money, he played the long game. He reinvested his profits. He took his time to build alliances, study markets, and develop infrastructure. The result? A steel empire that created generational wealth. Here's a hard truth. If you're always chasing quick flips, fast trends, or meme coins, you'll stay in survival mode. Wealth grows when you delay gratification. So build a portfolio that rewards patience. Don't just chase income. Build assets that increase in value over time. Real wealth isn't built in weeks. It's built in decades. But you can start that timeline today. To recap, if you want to walk the path of billionaires like Carnegie, here are the habits to start building right now. Track every dollar. Educate yourself about money. Use debt strategically. Build assets, not just income. Think long-term, always. These aren't just millionaire habits. They're freedom habits. The sooner you start, the faster you escape the paycheck-to-paycheck trap. So are you going to keep scrolling, or are you going to start building? Hit like if this sparked something in you. Subscribe for more no-fluff financial wisdom. Drop a comment below. I'm building wealth. Because saying it is the first step to doing it. Until next time, stay smart, stay hungry, and stay invested.